Ho wandered around France for a year or so. He supported himself with a variety of odd jobs, including gardening and dishwashing. He went back out to sea between 1911 and 1917, traveling to Africa, South America, and even the United States. On one trip, he reportedly jumped ship in Boston and made his way down to New York City.
I mean, here he is seeing, as it would be to any kid from this faraway place, the skyscrapers, the highways, taking the subway up to the Bronx, taking the ferry to Hoboken. He was absolutely dazzled by the Statue of Liberty and everything it represented.
While working as a dishwasher in New York's Chinatown, Ho was amazed to learn that immigrants in the U.S. were entitled to legal rights that the Vietnamese weren't allowed to have under the French in their own country.
He said, I was with the lowest labor types in New York. There were blacks, there were Chinese, and they weren't quite as well treated as the Anglo-Saxons. But he said, you know, they could all vote. And this impressed him tremendously.
Shortly before the start of World War I, Ho left America and sailed to England. He found work in the kitchen of the famous Carlton Hotel under the legendary French chef Escoffier.
Escoffier is very impressed by Ho because Ho speaks French, because he's very courteous, and eventually is promoted to being the assistant pastry chef.
While in London, Ho had met many other passionate anti-colonialists from places like India, Africa, and Ireland. These contacts rekindled Ho's own nationalist notions. He rededicated himself to liberating his homeland. In 1917, he decided to forego a promising career as a pastry chef and move to Paris. He would learn how to become a revolutionary. Ho Chi Minh arrived in Paris toward the end of World War I. There was a large Vietnamese community living there. But more important, this was where the decisions that affected colonial Vietnam were made. Ho was determined to help change French policy toward his country. But first, he wanted to experience Paris.
He wandered around the town and would go to art galleries, take in lectures, improve